Hey everybody, I'm JJ. You're watching Reality Survival. And today we're going to talk about 15 tips to get through a long, cold winter. So if anybody comes into the chat, I will I'll come to the chat and answer those after we get through these tips. I'm going to try to make this a pretty quick video, but if you've got any questions or anything like that, stick them in the chat and we'll answer them when we're done. If you are a member of Substack, then we're going to be giving away this cool knife right here, the Tops Cockpit Commander. And all you got to do to get entered into the drawing is be a member of Substack. And then I will put out a post here in a few days saying it'll have a picture. The post will have a picture of this knife on it, and it'll say enter in the comments below. And then you enter, and then I'll randomly select one person to receive the knife. So that's kind of cool. The next giveaway that we're going to do is this slick kit right here from refugemedical.com. If you buy a first aid kit at Refuge Medical, you can use our discount code Reality Survival and save 10% over there. They have the best medical kits on the market, if you ask me. Okay, let me get my little notes here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into these tips. Now, these are just things I was thinking of that like kind of help out, as it's not necessarily just for prepping, but just kind of for like for anybody really. I mean, they could be applicable for a wide range of people in certain situations. And I will also say, if you're a member of Substack, once this video is done, I will send out the video to your inbox, and attached with it will also be 27 additional tips that's from a download at my website, AmericanPreppingAcademy.com. And if you want to go ahead and look at it now and download it yourself, you can. You just go to the download section and look for the Blizzard preparation checklist, I think it's called, something like that. Okay, so let's get on with this, get going here. Number one is buy a couple of extra wool blankets for each of your beds, and throw those on top of your normal blanket on a cold night if the heat or the power goes out. Just having a few extra blankets is probably the easiest way to keep from dying of hypothermia in a really bad cold snap if you were to lose power and to lose heat. Just layering on a couple of blankets into your normal bed is going to keep you good to go throughout the night. All right, so everybody knows that money is tight. So number two here is one way to save money each month is to drop the temperature a few degrees cooler than you normally keep the house. This will save money, and it'll save your fuel will last longer. So if you have a propane tank or if you have a home heat oil tank, then by just dropping the temperature a couple of degrees, it's going to make that fuel last longer. So right now, a lot of places are in rationing and having shortages, especially up in the Northeast. So this is one way you can make your tank go just a little bit further. And then what we do around here is we just add, if you get cold, you can put a stocking cap on even while you're inside. That's going to help you stay a lot cooler. And then some wool socks and a sweatshirt to your normal evening attire. So just kind of layer up in the house a little bit, and that's going to help you out a lot. All right. Number three, have at least 2 alternate heating sources for your home. So maybe a wood stove or a pellet stove could be a good backup to a normal HVAC system, to a normal, whole house, regular heater. You could also look at kerosene heaters or indoor rated propane heaters or electric heaters. Now, you want to make sure, tip number 4 here is make sure you've got some extra cans of propane, some extra kerosene. If it's a wood burning stove, make sure you've got plenty of firewood, or if it's a pellet stove, make sure you got extra bags of pellets in case there are shortages later this year. I recommend buying for a pellet stove, buying by the pallet if at all possible, because they usually give you a little bit of a bulk discount. So that's kind of nice. Okay, number 5 here is keep some extra hand warmers handy. If someone is going hypothermic, let's say they were outside and they were working or something happened and they didn't have enough, clothes on, or maybe somebody got stuck out in a vehicle and they come walking up to your house, knocking on the door and they're going hypothermic or something along those lines. You can take hand warmers, get all their wet clothes off, put them into a bed, cover them up with blankets, and take some hand warmers, put them in their armpit section, and as well as between the pits and their legs, and then also right here along their neck, and put those hand warmers around them, and that will actually help warm their blood up pretty quickly and keep them from going hypothermic. So having a couple of extra packages of hand warmers around is a pretty good idea. And I just buy those big bags of them. All right. Number 6, you can use those microwavable heating pads. Some of them are like bags of rice, or they've got hot water bottles, and you can take those, just make sure they're sealed up good, obviously, if it's a hot water bottle one. And you can put those underneath the blankets at night with you to help generate some extra heat. Some people use those for sore muscles and stuff like that too. And you could also use an electric heating pad or electric blanket, as long as you had power and or some way to generate power if the power went out. Number 7 is get a set of full body coveralls and a pair of Arctic rated muck boots and a ski mask, scarf, and stocking cap and gloves for working outdoors in extreme cold weather. I personally think one of the best ways to stay warm when it's really, really cold outside is just by getting a good heavy duty insulated set of coveralls. And that you really hold your body heat in really pretty well with those, especially if you put a scarf on and you tuck that scarf in. And I've worked out in pretty extreme temperatures in Wyoming in that kind of a setup, and I've never really had any issues. So that's what I recommend for outdoor working. Number 8 is make sure you have a shovel and recovery equipment in your vehicle in case you go off the road. Number 9, keep a sleeping bag or multiple wool blankets and other emergency survival gear in your vehicle at all times, especially in the wintertime. And I'll have a video coming up pretty quick on my truck setup and what I've got. I had a heck of a time. Some of you guys caught the live stream the other day, I was so angry. I had the hardest time getting this freaking drawers going, but I finally got it. But anyway, number 10 here, if you use home heat oil, make sure that you have at least 5 or 6 cans of diesel fuel on hand in case you run out due to the shortages that are in the Northeast area, right now. That's only applicable to the people that live in that area, but a lot of people don't know that you can use diesel in place of your home heat oil if you have to. So, just something to think about. Number 11, make sure to have a backup generator that is capable of running your home heating system and plenty of fuel to run the generator for at least a week, if not 2 weeks. All right. Number 12 is open the curtains and the window shades during the day to take advantage of the greenhouse effect, and then close them once it gets dark. Just to help raise the temperature of the house just slightly, especially if you have south-facing windows, make sure those are all open so that you can, take advantage of that greenhouse effect during the daytime. Now, number 13, you might be tempted to only run the heater at night, but in extreme cold temperatures, you should not do that because pipes could easily freeze during the day and cause even bigger problems with a leak. So you want to at least keep your heater, somewhere, probably above, 65-ish or something like that. And when it gets down to be really, really, really cold, that way you don't have any chance of any pipes on the inside breaking. Okay. All right. Number 14 is You can close off unused rooms as long as there is no plumbing in them and, not actively heat those rooms. And that way that's going to keep the area that you're trying to heat in your house smaller, and your fuel will last a little bit longer, and, it can be a little bit more efficient. Number 15, get your snow removal equipment out and conduct preventative maintenance on it and make sure that it's ready to go. Now, like I said, I'll have another list that I'll be sending out to everybody who is a member of Substack. They'll have some additional points on it as well. And I would love for you guys to be able to, put some comments and suggestions down in the comment section below for things that you're doing to get ready for winter, and how to make it through a cold winter. Just sort of if you lose power, or if you lose heat or something like that, what are some of the things that you would do that weren't on these lists? That would be pretty cool. All right, let me go to the chat here, see if we had anything anybody wanted to add to the conversation. And if not, we'll be getting off here shortly. I wanted to keep this kind of quick and to the point. So if you've got any questions, or if you've got any additions you want me to read off here, go ahead and get them in real quick, and we'll get them and I'll go through them. What's going on, Raquel? How you doing? Utah Mike, Adam, Sheila. Santa is bringing new sleeping bags for Utah Mike. Nice. Utah Mike says his rule is if you're not wearing a hoodie in the house, then lower the temperature in the house. Dad on YouTube, what's going on, my man? That's a good suggestion. Mike says that you can open the cabinet doors so that the pipes get some of the heat. That's a good idea there too. Yeah. Again, electric blankets are good as long as there's power. Thank you, Shivo. All right, guys. Well, like I said, I wanted this one to be a quick one, so I think I'm going to go ahead and this is another good suggestion. Raquel says if you have older windows in your house, make sure you put plastic on them. Yeah, those kits where you can put up a little trim piece and then put plastic over it. They do a pretty good job of helping to stop some of the draft and some of the bleed through on older single pane windows, and even older, more inefficient double pane windows. Those do work pretty well. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it, guys. Can't really think of anything else for me. Let me see here, see if there's anything else. No, that's it. Go over to Substack, get signed up over there for the giveaways, and that's all I got for you. Don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.